hive cluster is under attack.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be Soulkey and Stork here on Overwatch. Top left, it's going to be our red Protoss. It is Stork. And in the bottom right, it is Soulkey. Two amazing players coming at you today from RJB. He sent me this replay over Discord. He specifically recommended it. And again, thanks to RJB for sending incredible replays for me to cast. Check him out at youtube.com/@RJB_TV. We got Terror the Overlord moving out. We've got Korean being spoken between Soulkey and Stork. And a probe moving out as well. A scouting probe here. Throwing down a pylon for the wall off. Walling off low ground, which means it's going to be a forge fast expand or a gateway expand here. And Terror the Overlord is scouting cross position, which is lucky because Stork is in the top left. But hang on a second. Is this not a 4-player map? Oh. It is. Oh, yes. Okay, this is Overwatch. I was getting it confused with another map. So yes, it's a 2-player map. So that's why they're scouting cross position. We have had a lot of good games on this map. We have, who did it? Who made Queens on this map against Mech? I don't know. Anyway, this is an overpull timing here from Soulkey. Very safe, fairly economical. And throwing down that forge in response to the pool first play is Stork. Very safe as well. Hope everyone is doing all right. Hope they had a good weekend. It was a pretty stormy weather weekend here in the Salt Lake Valley over the last Friday and Saturday, but everything's okay. Some people got some hail, said it kind of killed some of their early garden stuff. I think somebody specifically that I work with said that their broccoli was killed by the hail, which is kind of a bummer. Anywho, nothing too crazy. So yeah, Forge Expand, cannon coming up because there might be lings on the way, and by golly, there are no lings on the way. 0 lings being produced here. Okay, one set just got started as soon as I said that. So a bit of an earlier expand here because, nope, didn't need to get any lings out here. Surprising, no lings at all to try to take down this probe. Oh, who needs it? Says Soulkey. My drone can take down your probe. That is pretty impressive stuff there. That isn't that easy to do. Cool. So, gateway finally coming in. After Forge, after Expand, after Cannon, now Gateway, which the Overlord sees and says, okay, I can get a third base going. And so, yes, third base is now coming in from Soulkey, recognizing no ability to get Zealot pressure early out whatsoever. Zealot timings will arrive. We got enough time to throw up a third base here. Get some Sunkens down. Little Sim City action with Evo Chambers. Maybe even have some Hydras out by the time those Zealots arrive. Who knows? Manor transfer down here to the natural base. Zerglings come in. Ugh, they each take 1 hit from that cannon somehow. I don't know how they managed to pull that off. Actually, fairly impressive stuff staying alive there. So yeah, natural base gonna pop. Boop. Third base gonna pop soon. And the further check here from the Zerg player is a mystery, but he's getting a lair, not going for a fast Hydra Den. No sign of like a 3-base Hydra timing here, which I'm honestly a pretty big fan of, but Protoss players are also pretty good at scouting that out, preparing for it, getting that storm ready to go, throwing up additional cannons, and pretty much being able to weather that storm. Speed Zealots, too, also very good in that situation, so Protoss have the tools to handle it. We don't see it as much in more of these recent replays, but it was definitely a big piece of the puzzle and of the playbook for Zergs over, I don't know, by golly, from like 2005 to 2012 or so. It was a big deal. Maybe even earlier than that. So Zealot's going to come in and say, you have to make some Zerglings. You can't just drone up forever and ever and ever. And yeah, Soulkey's like, I get it. Sure. We'll fight ya. Bring it. We got 4 lings. We got 6 lings. So, yeah, I think you can fit 2 here and 2 here. Can you not attack from this way? I'm going to guess not, or else there would be lings over there for sure. So Zealot's going to get Only 2 kills before it dies. I was anticipating 3. Another Zealot hoofing it in. And this is not really intended to win the game for our guy Stork, just to kind of keep some pressure on Soulkey. Force him to do something other than get up to 55 drones as fast as physically possible. So 1 drone dies there, but the Zealot gets wiped out too. So pretty good trades, I would say, here from Soulkey, but the point is not to get amazing trades for Stork again. It's just to force a bunch of Lings out that can't really do anything here because there's a cannon and a wall, and there's a Zealot holding the wall, and yeah. Good luck with that, guys. I love a macro hatch. You know that I do. Spire on the way. We'll see if this is for Scourge or if it's for the Mutalisks. +1 air weapons is on the way from the Protoss player. Zerglings, they're looking. Can we come up here? No, he's checking the pathing. Can I get through that? No, only way through is here, and there's 2 Zealots in a cannon now, so nah. I mean, you could probably bust through if you had something like, I don't know, 30 Zerglings, but even then, I think additional cannons would be thrown up, more Zealots would be produced. It'd be a tough break for Soulkey, so he knows that. So he's droning. His Spire is just about to finish. We'll see what he does with that gas. He's got about 500 gas saved up, so this does feel like he's trying to go for mutas. And that Flyer Carapace. We're watching production tab. He's supply blocked because he just lost an Overlord to this Corsair. Just kidding. To something. This Corsair. Yep. DTs are on the way. Okay. Little DT Corsair action on the opening here. Zealots hoofing it out. It is mutas. Soulkey, buddy, I need you to recognize that this is a commitment to Corsairs, unlike a traditional standard commitment to Corsairs. This is Corsairs with +1. They're going to massacre your Mutalisks. Please. Oh, that Zealot is alive. 2 HP on that dude. His friends save him. He's going to send them Christmas cards for the rest of his life, which, you know, might just be for the next 60 seconds, but still. He fully intends to send Christmas cards to his friends who saved his life here. So, remember what I said about having defense here at the 3rd base? Not really happening, but the Mutas are here for it. All right, Mutas. Oh, that was the Zealot who was injured dying, huh? Yep. So, look, yes, these Zealots are dying to these Mutas, but not before a few DTs die. Oh, a few DTs. A few drones die. I think I was DT. Yeah, I was just anticipating the future of that Dark Templar going down. Corsairs kind of hiding out. Not coming to save those Zealots because that will reveal the extent of the Corsair production and the +1 attack, which is done now for Stork. So, I think this is Soulkey hoping against hope. This isn't a massive investment into those Corsairs, but by golly, it certainly seems like it is. So here comes the Muta attack, and boy, oh boy, are they going to be surprised. Here, yeah, all right. Well, 1 Corsair died, but I mean, there's still 4. Oh, hang on. Nice little flank attack there. There's still 3. So, so 2 Corsairs died there. Muta did not get a whole lot done and are very close to death. So, bad times. Gotta kill your own pylon so your fat Archon can get out of his natural base, do what he's supposed to do. Dude, macro hatch, macro hatch, macro hatch. Hydroden. So Soulkey's doing the macro hatch thing, and he's not continuing to commit into Mutalisks. So Falcon's heart is, by that I mean, what, dude? All right, so he made a bunch of more Mutalisks, but he's not making more than this. Ah? Please stop making Mutalisks, Soulkey. It does not bode well for your capabilities and abilities to win this game. Oh, okay, well, ow, gee, don't just, why are you parking over an Archon? Insane. Insane plays here. So the Mutas are trying to pick off anything they can. Archons, Zealots especially, Scourge trying to just kind of be here and keep the Mutas alive and against any Corsairs that happen to be floating around. But the Corsairs didn't make the flight out. Got 6 of them here. Zealots and Archons actually fleeing. Maybe you should bring the Corsairs out for this? Just a thought, I don't know. That was amazing Muta control, by the way. Wiping out an Archon like that is not easy. Bunch of Scourge out here, too, and making Hydras now. So, yeah, here come the Corsairs, and ow, ow, ow. Just a couple hits. Investment in Scourge is pretty intense. Nice dodge on that Storm. That was like a pre-dodge. I don't think he knew the Storm was there before he started moving. So that was just lucky, I think, from Soulkey. But anticipating a storm there is maybe not luck. Maybe that's just game sense. Recognizing, okay, what could kill these here? A storm. All right, so we'll just back out before that even becomes a sincere problem. Faster Overlord movement is on the way. Dragoon's coming in here too because he's worried about the potential of lurkers. Stork is, as he very well should be here. Let's see if that lurker aspect starts getting researched here or not. Muta harass. Not getting too greedy here. All right, backing out once the Corsairs start coming. It's like, come on, chase me. Chase me. I've got 8 Scourge here. We have +1 Carapace, which means it's even harder for you to kill us than it was. I did cast a fastest game on the Sunday stream a couple weeks ago where there were like 3 Mutas fighting against Corsairs. Corsairs didn't have great upgrades, and the Mutas were amazing. So, okay, upgrades can make Mutalisks moderately viable against Corsairs, but they need a massive upgrade advantage. Third Nexus Probe gets killed. These Mutas, you know, for all I'm going after them here, they seem to be paying for themselves pretty well. Killed an Archon, killed a ton of Zealots, took down a Probe who was trying to take a third base from Stork there. Good stuff. All right, that was a ton of Scourge dying for reasons I don't fully understand. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. They're not being babysat all that well by Soulkey. 4th base coming up right side by Soulkey. This is not good for Stork. Stork needs either to kill a base or expand, or preferably do both, right? All right, Scourge. Oh my gosh, the Scourge keep trying to engage here, but the Dragoons are shoving them away. Really nice play here. I'm liking it here from Stork. Finally going to take the 3rd. Should be able to. Map control somewhat belongs here to Stork. He's got Dragoons, he's got the Zealots, speed lots, more particularly. And Scourge, make a couple connections there. Oh my gosh, okay, we're just... All right, trading out here a bit. Okay, well, 2 Corsairs remain and 5 Mutalisks are there, but they're also very injured. And can they take down the final Corsair, the final boss? Yes, they do, but only 3 Mutalisks remain. Oh, and the 4th base gets canceled and or killed there because there's way too much ground army here. And there's no lurker aspect. We're going to try to do this with just Hydra. Oh, man. Investing as much as he did into Mutalisks delayed that lurker aspect. He's making more Mutas. I guess, in fairness, he did kill all the Corsairs. So maybe Mutalisks aren't a terrible idea here, but I still feel like lurkers are a better answer to all of this than Mutalisks are. Muta's trying to harass. No, says the cannon. All right. Uh-oh. I mean, look, there's a sunken at the top of this ramp, but it's 1 sunken. It is a bunch of Hydras. Coming up an arrow ramp's going to be tough. Soulkey defending his natural base with a ton of Hydras with +1 attack. 1/1 upgrades are here for the Protoss. That Storm. Ooh, the Muta's picking off those High Templar. Ooh, forcing the High Templar to storm his own units, too. All right, that is what Mutas are for in this matchup, is wiping out every single High Templar in this army of Storks. Is he making more? Yeah, probably. Are there more coming to the battle right now? Yes, but are they here right this very second? No. This is not a good engagement for Stork, and by golly, losing, what was that, 4 High Templar, maybe even 5 in the opening stages of this battle? That's rough. That's rough, buddy. He's not trying to retake this 4th base on the right side, and he's kind of letting this 3rd base come up from Soulkey, or is he? Get up that ramp. Get up that... If you're here, get up the ramp before these cannons finish. Okay, so scouting in first, but this army down to the south. Soulkey getting his butt kicked down here. Too much Storm, too many Dragoons, too many Zealots, but this is absolutely a bloodbath of 3rd base proportions. Stork gonna lose his 3rd base for the 2nd time here. I mean, okay. The first time was a probe that hadn't even started the 3rd base yet, but it was a 3rd base in concept. Okay, so less of a deal that Soulkey doesn't have a 4th base yet. He's got a drone over here like he's thinking about it. 117, 110 supply. Stork is up, but he's down 45 to 39 workers, and 3-basing Zerg versus a 2-basing Protoss at 14 minutes is pretty good, especially where one of the 2 bases... Gosh, more Muta pick-offs. Oh, good Storm, though. Great Storm there. Okay, so that High Templar survives that onslaught because the only one that exists. But there's really not much to stop the traditional ground gateway army here either for Soulkey. He's got a, yeah. Nope. So 4th base not happening. Again, that would be terrible, except for the fact that Stork doesn't have a 3rd base yet himself. Maybe, no, not really thinking about expanding down there either. So many Hydras. Still that +1 attack, working on +2. Zealot, man, +2, +1 upgrades, and the storms are everything. That's the thing. We know that. Without Storm, Protoss just dies to Mass Hydra. Maybe Reavers would be able to beat it, but man, High Templar are key to this whole thing. So you look at the Storm Zerg players and you're like, that is so overpowered. It is really good. But man, without it, these Hydras would just absolutely crush this entire army. So it's making it a much closer battle than it normally would. But yeah, those Zealots coming in on reinforce. Hydras, not great. Not great against those Zealot boys. I don't see Stork actually making any more High Templar either, surprisingly. Okay, just kidding. He just, a round of 4 just popped, so that's why I don't see any in the production tab here. But, gosh, 3rd base for Stork is just not on the table today, is it? Observatory on the way. Okay, Lurker aspect is finally getting researched. So yeah, Stork game sensed that he's going to need an observatory here. Well, if not right now, sooner rather than later. Okay, this is interesting. Stork says, I'm going to take a 3rd base here, which has a high ground that can be harassed by things like Hydras. So I don't feel great about this being your 3rd base, Stork. Like, at all, in fact. Oh, and bit of trivia. This is the first time I've ever cast a Stork versus Soulkey game on the channel. So enjoy being a first here, everybody. Million Hydras. On retreat, because the Storm is good, and it's always good, and that's what Storm is supposed to do. Zealot wanders into the 3rd for scouting purposes. Is there enough to stop an attack over here? No. There are 2 Sunkens. We can crush that. Okay, 3rd base. Oh boy, a lot of Hydras sneak. Oh, okay, well, just focus. I think they can. They could have probably gotten the Nexus, but every one of those Hydras would have died, and Soulkey decides not to sacrifice every one of his Hydras to make sure the 3rd base of Stork dies, because the counterattack would have been brutal to try to hold. So I support that decision here. Stork's macro is through the roof. 2-1 upgrades continuing, working on that shield upgrade. Well, ground armor in particular, not the shield upgrade. Group of Hydras, group of Hydras. What are they doing? They're trying to maybe do a pincer attack here. Oh my gosh, these transferring probes. So many Hydras. These Lurkers take the wrong way into town. They decide to burrow in anyway. Some of them do. Hey guys, get underground. Okay, burrowed in, immediately taken storms. That group of fighters up there did not do very well. And, yeah, man, I think Stork is doing this all right. Plague is too far away. I think Dark Swarm is too far away. We're tier 3 Protossing, and that's usually the case in a PvZ. Is that the Protoss can get tier 3 up way before the Zerg player can. They have to survive through macro and just sheer Hydra numbers a lot of the time. But if you're not, you don't even have a Hive yet. You don't even have a Queen's Nest yet, Soulkey. We do see PvZs like this from time to time, right? Where the Zerg player kind of delays that tier 3 just too long, and then there's too much Storm, and too many Archons, and too many Reavers, and just too much tier 3 power for the Protoss for the Zerg player to really feel like they can do it, you know? Especially the Plague. Man, Plague would be so good against this army right now. Zealot's like, oh, I'm going to wait until this is done and then maybe attack it. Maybe kill some drones that come out here. Zealot is not going for the early damage, going for the better, more guaranteed damage, right? He probably can't force a cancel on that hatchery himself. But he can kill some drones if they come down here. Do you not see? No, wow, that's a good hiding place for that Zealot. Yeah, Soulkey just continuing to pump Hydras, man. I get it, dude. Hydras are good, but, like, not this good. They've got a couple Lurkers in, but against Dragoons with range and detection, they're not very great. I mean, adding Lurkers to your combo exponentially does increase the power of your Hydras, but, God, it's a gorgeous Storm right there. Who's got the kills? 4 kills on that guy. but it's 81 to 77 total supply. Stork's economy is 23 probes. Oh, there's a lurker up here. Okay, there's a lurker. Remember what I said about high ground harass and why expanding here was maybe a bad idea? Dude, is Soulkey gonna win this game through sheer denial of a third base? That is a possibility. That lurker should have gone after those probes, but they will by default to defend themselves against what's attacking them. Yeah, so Zealot says we're here. Ah, group of Hydras. The transferring probes, man. It's a war zone. Stop transferring probes through here. Yeah, some of them make it through, but not everybody. Yeah, man. This is... Soulkey has no interest today in getting up to a hive, and the longer this goes on, the worse it is for him. Every second that ticks by where he doesn't have Plague, and he doesn't have Dark Swarm, the less likely it is that he wins this match. I mean, he can do it. It's Soulkey we're talking about here. He's one of the top 3 players in the world right now. Stork is a legendary name with tons of success over the last, my golly, 10, 15 years of StarCraft. So, sure. Soulkey's got a 4th base rolling. Soulkey got his 3rd base up. Nice snipe on the obs. Beautiful snipe on the obs. Sacrifice 3 Hydras to do it. But the Lurker Spines are a lot more dangerous now. Trying to snipe a High Templar, but... Okay, he gets 1. Eats a Hydra for it. That's a good trade. Hydra. Oh, trying to bump into that 3rd base, but Stork recognized it was coming. Positioned very well. He's got to cover both this natural base and this 3rd base. The positioning is not easy. His army's not super fast, right? Not like a Zerg's. Zerg armies are fast. Hey, Hydra high ground. Harass. Hydra high ground harass. The Triple H of StarCraft. We don't see it a lot. Good snipe on that High Templar. Good snipe on that High Templar. Just kidding. Yeah, got it. All right, so cool. That obs is dead. It doesn't know it yet. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Didn't know it yet. Nice snipe. Beautiful snipe. And that Dark Templar is like, nope, that's not my fight. Stork says, well, okay, I guess I'll come back and try to defend my natural base, but you're not really threatening it all that much, are you? Man, Soulkey's up 102 to 88 supply. A lot of that is drones to probes, but still, being down in overall supply to a Zerg opponent at 22 minutes is not where you want to be. Oh, we're getting some Zerglings today. They have +1 armor, no attack upgrades, and no adrenal, but, you know, they're still pretty good against Dragoons. Still pretty bad against Storm, no matter what their upgrades are, yeah? Yeah, but, wow. Soulkey. Has Soulkey done it? I think Soulkey might have done it, ladies and gentlemen. Just pure Hydra Lurker. Macro, 3rd base denial. Getting up his own 4th base, and then just being like, yeah, look, Falcon, I can handle tier 3 Protoss without any tier 3 of my own. Who can't do that? Well, a lot of games I cast end with a Zerg player just absolutely falling apart, and that is Angry Eyebrows GG out of Stork, and Soulkey is your winner. 23 minutes and 18 seconds. Wow. So hit that like button. It's been a while since I've seen a Zerg player be able to handle a Protoss player with that much Storm with just Hydralisks and Lurkers and like a smattering of Lings at the end there. So 2 and upgrades for the Hydras. 2-2 last time I checked for Stork. And yeah, denying this 3rd base twice, denying this 3rd base as well, and forcing Stork onto this 3rd base. Getting a Lurker up there to deny mining, Hydralisks up there to just pick off probes, and it was an economic win here from Soulkey. Holy smokes. That was impressive. He was in a lot of trouble, but just trusted in his micro for dodging storms, trusted in his macro. He's 141 minerals with 43 drones and 4 bases mining. Wow. The natural base has like 1 mineral patch at it. As well as the 3rd base, but you know what I mean. That was just all fired impressive. Huh. Again, it's been such a long time since I've seen that. Nice job, Soulkey. And thank you, RJB, for the replay. All right, so 174,000 points from Soulkey, 187,000 from Stork. He did kill 326 Zerg units with Storm, but got outproduced by a greater than a 2-to-1 ratio here today. Soulkey raised 8 Protoss buildings and lost 2, and outspending the Protoss by 13,000 resources. A little bit less, 12,523 minutes. Yeah, that's right there. Just an economic win. Denying those third bases, keeping your macro up, getting a fourth base of your own, and bam, Bob's your uncle. Lesser Zergs would still have lost there, but man, Soulkey came out on top. And that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.